Greetings from London, my friends. So, I want to share it with you and reinforce the idea that you who are seeing me right now and you who are listening to me right now are right this moment outside of space and time. This is very important to understand because people also ask, where do I go after I die? And the shortest answer is, you never left. You're there now. Right now, where are you having the experience of seeing me and listening to me? Let's just deal with seeing, and then we'll look at the other experiences. The prevailing view in neuroscience and psychology is that perception occurs when sensory information is directed by our sense organs, transmitted to the brain, and processed into conscious experience. However, this perspective fails to fully account for the nature of consciousness itself. A more accurate understanding is that perception and all sensory experience fundamentally occur within consciousness. Where else would they occur? Not in the physical structures of the body and brain. Consider the example of seeing or hearing, but let's stay with seeing. When a light enters the eye, it stimulates the retina, which converts the light into electrical signals that travel to the visual cortex of the brain. The brain then processes these signals into a coherent visual picture. That's the scientific model. Okay, so it supposedly processes these signals into a coherent visual experience. However, the retina and brain only show electrochemical activity. That's all they show, electrochemical activity. They do not actually contain the experience of seeing itself. The experience of seeing itself is not happening in the retina or the brain. The act of seeing, the visual sensations and images we perceive occur in consciousness. Okay, it is in consciousness that the raw sensory data is interpreted and given meaning. The brain enables vision by providing the necessary biological hardware. But consciousness is where the actual experience of sight takes place. And in the same way, all perception occurs in consciousness. The argument can be extended to all the senses. Sound, touch, sight, taste, and smell are not experiences that happen in the ears, skin, tongue, or nose, or eyes. They occur in consciousness. The sensory organs and nervous system allow us to detect and transmit information about the world, but consciousness is where that information becomes a lived experience. Now, I'll go further. The senses don't actually bring in any information about the world. They project the world, but I've addressed that elsewhere. Therefore, where is the experience happening? We just said consciousness. Consciousness itself is not a physical thing located in space and time. It is formless, irreducible, infinite. Consciousness is the ground of all being, the field in which all experience arises. Therefore, all sensory perception and its interpretation occurs in a domain of existence that is beyond the constraints of space and time. It is not subject to birth, death, or the limitations of the physical body. What are the implications of this understanding? Recognizing that consciousness is the locus of perception has profound implications for how we understand the nature of mind and body. It suggests that consciousness is primary, not secondary to matter. In fact, matter is a name for those experiences, the combination of experiences of sound, touch, sight, taste, and smell. So, this raises a deep question about the relationship between consciousness, the physical world, and the nature of existence itself. Now, I know that this view challenges the dominant materialist paradigm, but it is supported by direct evidence of our own experience. When we look closely, we find that all perception and experience occurs in consciousness alone. The brain and senses are necessary for perception, but consciousness is where it all comes together into the lived reality we know as our world. Now, of course, because the consciousness itself then, as I said, doesn't have a form, doesn't have a border, is infinite and spaceless and timeless and incomprehensible and inconceivable and imperceivable. Yet, this experience you're having right now is occurring there, outside of space-time. You who are projecting this experience, having this experience, knowing this experience, from where the consciousness arises, is known, and into which it subsides, you, therefore, as consciousness, are outside of space-time. Only things in space-time are subject to birth, death, and everything in between. So you are right now where you have been eternally and timelessly. In the eternal now, you are conceiving, constructing, governing, imagining, and becoming the universe. Where do you go when you die? You never left home. It is from there that we recycle and evolve. And we need that evolution to continue from human to metahuman, because the human species is sleepwalking to extinction with cyber warfare, all the things, nuclear weapons, eco-destruction, poison in the food chain, extinction of species, chronic disease, absence of joy. If you really knew your true location as outside of space-time, in the eternal now, you would be in eternal bliss, eternal joy. Sat Chit Ananda. Sat, existence, Chit, awareness, Ananda, the joy of timeless being. Share with me if this is helpful.